Now we'd like to introduce Douglas Ioki, son of Amy Takahashi Ioki from Malibu. Doug?
Good morning. My parents and grandparents all eventually ended up in Manzanar, and they would be very happy to see this gathering here today. Their generations were resourceful and very smart people, and that is what led to my mom's quote. As a 16-year-old, I didn't realize the injustice fully, but in time we learned how our rights as citizens were ignored. Thanks to the strength and resilience of our Issei parents, we were able to survive. Amy Takahashi Ioki from Malibu.
Thank you, Doug. Now I'd like to reintroduce Jennie Tomita, VJAMM committee member and daughter of Yoshinori Tomita, who is a charter member of the VJAMM committee. Jennie.
Hello again. My dad, Yoshinori Tomita from Venice, passed away at the age of 80 on January 19th, 2017. Regrettably, he was the only charter member of the VJAMM committee who did not live long enough to see the VJAMM dedicated on April 27th, 2017. He brought the obelisk design back to the VJAMM committee, originally suggested by Emily Winters. The black VJAMM obelisk silhouette echoes the white Ireito monument in the cemetery at Manzanar. Manzanar incarcerees raised the funds among themselves to build it in 1943 as a tower to console the dead. My dad donated his left-handed childhood baseball mitt. He was right-handed. It was the only thing that he could get. To the Manzanar National Historic Site. The VJAMM committee honored my dad with a contribution to the Manzanar Baseball Project. You will hear about this project later in the program. I know my dad was very proud and honored to have been a part of the VJAMM committee. Here's his quote. I was only 5 years old when we were imprisoned in Manzanar. I feel so grateful to the many Nisei and Sansei who worked successfully for redress and reparations with the passage of the Civil Liberties Act of 1988. I feel extremely grateful also to all the people in the community who came together to make the VJAMM a reality. Yoshinori Tomita from Venice.
Thank you, Jennie. We'd like to now introduce Erika Lee, Executive Director of the Venice Community Housing. VCH has built permanent supportive housing for formerly homeless households. Hi, there's a resident right there, Auntie Sumaya. The VJAMM committee owes a great debt of gratitude to VCH for being our fiscal sponsor. The VCH's nonprofit status allowed us to apply successfully for a grant from the National Park Service Japanese in Confinement Sites grants. We raised $25,000 and they matched us 2-to-1 and they granted us $50,000. The grant also included funding for training teachers on how to introduce high school students to the Japanese American experience during World War II. We thank Venice Community Housing for support, originally under the leadership of the now retired former Executive Director Steve Clare. We deeply appreciate Becky Dennison, Executive Director from 2016 to early 2025. And now we thank Director Erika Lee for continuing to support the VJAMM. Erika Lee.
Thank you, Phyllis. It's also an honor to be part of VJAMM, to work so closely with you all, and to be VJAMM's fiscal sponsor. I've been part of this commemoration for many years. I think probably at least 4 or 5 now. So it's really wonderful to get together. And I think this commemoration, right, as mentioned with what's currently happening in our world, locally and nationally, to recognize the exclusion, and this commemoration feels most important. Not that the others weren't, but right, recognizing what's currently happening. We particularly given, the exclusion happening nationally and locally, we must remember and stand up for fighting for humanity, for fighting what's right, and making sure that we're welcoming of all in our neighborhoods and inclusive communities. So I just want to honor and thank VJAMM for recognizing what's happening in the past, that we can't forget what has happened, and that we must all collectively fight together for an inclusive Venice and welcome everyone in our communities.
Thank you, Erika. We'd like to introduce Micah Chamale and congratulate him on his graduation next week from the VCH Westside Youth Academy. Micah has been volunteering to help maintain the VJAMM on a regular monthly basis. He and his fellow volunteers, which often include his mom, Iris Garcia, sweep up debris from the sidewalks and street curbs and Windex the VJAMM's black granite. Micah Chamale.
Good morning. My name is Micah Chamale. I will graduate next week from the Westside Youth Academy, a program of Venice Community Housing. Westside Youth Academy provides education, job training, and leadership development services to transition age youth. That is I. I earned my high school equivalency diploma during my senior year here. I look forward to start at Cal State University Northridge during the summer. With the help of Westside Youth Academy, part of the Westside Youth Academy is a community service. It's optional. I think you should do it. Community service introduced me to the Venice Japanese Memorial Monument. We volunteered to help to sweep the sidewalks and street curbs, and Windex the black granite obelisk called the VJAMM. And sometimes there's only me and my mom, Iris. Oh, there. But a VJAMM committee member always meet us at the VJAMM with all the cleaning supplies and with a hot lunch to take back to class. Thank you, Phyllis. What I have learned during my time with VJAMM is understanding the life of the Japanese Americans during World War II. I find it emotional to hear about the difficulties that they faced, being part of a community that had to go to prison just because they look like the enemy that was Japan. Helping to maintain the VJAMM has helped me to get out of my comfort zone. This is, and always will be, part of the journey of life. I am grateful to everyone for allowing me to thrive at school and to continue to help keep this great monument clean and safe. I'm very grateful and thank you. I'm very grateful and excited to be part of this project and community. Thank you for this opportunity to speak in front of this audience. This also puts me outside of my comfort zone. Thank you. Thank you, and have a great day.